Hi there, my name's Eve Green and I work with Millhouse Properties in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Today we're going to be talking about the landlord-tenant relationship and who's responsible for what when it comes to who pays for what or who replaces what in the rental home. Maintenance is always a question I get. Who pays for maintenance? Traditionally, the owner pays for most maintenance issues. If the tenant hasn't caused the damage and it's normal wear and tear that causes maybe a toilet to start to run or a washing machine starts making a funny noise, typically the owner pays for that repair. Now, the responsibility of paying for the repair changes a little bit when actual damage is caused. If a tenant has used an appliance inappropriately or some friends come over and break something because they're horsing around during a football game, the tenant is going to be responsible for paying for that repair. So typically it's the owner unless it's a tenant caused damage, and then in that case the tenant will pay for the maintenance. When it comes to batteries, air filters, and light bulbs, the owner is responsible until the tenant moves in. So before a tenant moves in, light bulbs are fresh, batteries are replaced in smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors, and air filters are replaced. Now, from the point that the tenant moves in, it is up to the tenant to change all those, to keep them fresh. Batteries and light bulbs are easy. You know when those need to be replaced. Air filters, we actually require our tenants to replace those every 30 days to make sure that the air quality or that the HVAC is protected as the tenants are in the apartment. So again, tenants are responsible throughout their stay to replace those items, but we make sure that they're working or replaced before they move in. Tenants are typically responsible for paying for all utilities at their property. We do have a couple of properties where utilities are included, but probably 90% of our properties, the tenants are fully responsible for the utilities. And we do make sure that that is stated in the lease, so the tenants and the owners and us, we're all on the same page so that we all know who's responsible for paying for the utilities. If the tenants are responsible for the utilities, they actually set up their own accounts with the utility companies. Traditionally, they are not paying us for their utilities, but rather the utility companies directly. Makes things a little bit easier to handle, clean and clear cut, so that the landlords don't have to worry about any of that. If you have any questions or need any clarification about the tenant and landlord relationship here at Millhouse Properties and who's responsible for what, feel free to give us a call and we'll talk you through it.